A good Monday to everyone. It's December 14, 2020. 11 days na lang, Pasko na. This is Benji Chodoro. Welcome sa isa na namang edisyon ng The Stock Market Today. Samahan niyo ako at sabay natin tignan ang mga latest na balita tungkol sa inyong paboritong stocks and the most active stocks as well as the result of trading ng PSE dito lamang sa December 14, 2020 episode ng The Stock Market Today. Bago po ang lahat, basahin po muna natin ang ating mga reminders at disclaimers. At habang binabasa po natin ito, kung first time niyo po dito sa ating channel, ay nag-start po ako magbigay ng daily stock market report noong August 2020. I invite you to subscribe to my channel so you will always be updated with the latest news and the information on the stock market and the most active stocks in the PSE. I am a retired employee of one of the Philippines' largest banks. I was also an OFW when I was assigned to our branch in Hong Kong as head of compliance. Mga 8 months din po akong namalagi sa ibang bansa. And after that, I was assigned through the grace of God as Chief Compliance Officer of a bank subsidiary. And since early 2000, I started investing in UITFs. And a few years later, I started investing in stocks. I review the most active stocks in the Philippine market using technical analysis, and sometimes I add a bit of fundamental analysis. By the way, if you want me to review your favorite stock, please comment on the box below and I will do my best to do the review. Let's take a look at the PSE index. The PSE index gained 35.19 points to end at 7281.35. That's 0.49% up. And if we'll take a look at the market summary, by the way, if you want me to review your stocks, your portfolio, or your stocks that you have in mind, please comment on the comment box and I will do the review for you. Unahin po natin siya. In the meantime, 134 companies advanced, 75 declined, while 58 remained unchanged. Net foreign selling po tayo ngayon at 816.66 million. As for the indices, the all-share index is up 0.46%, while all the sectoral indices are up except for properties, which registered a 0.76% decline. The gainers for the sectoral indices was led by the financials at 1.59%. Mamaya tingnan po natin some of the financial stocks. And followed by the mining at 1.13%. Mining registered a net foreign buying of 24.95 million. The market status, let's take a look at the most active stocks. And let's review the following stocks. We'll be reviewing 10. SMPH, MBT, SECB, TEL, BDO, PHA, DITO, MEG, URC, and BSC. We have news on TEL. So as we review TEL, I will be sharing with you the news. So let's go first to SMPH. Okay, SMPH had a decline today, 2.93% or 1.15 points down, ending at 38.05. So, see, SMPH, nagko-consolidate lang siya. And it has been testing this resistance level here, 39.70. And the nearest support is here, 37.10 or 37.11. So, dyan lang siya gumagalaw. However, there was net foreign selling today. Last Sunday, that's yesterday, I was in the mall sa SM Bikutan, no? And ang daming tao. We were there about 12 noon and halos puno yung parking. Doon na kami sa dulong-dulong nakapark. So the mall business is starting to pick up. Perhaps because of the season, it's a Christmas season. Pero maraming tao. The supermarket is full. Anyway, tingin ko lang dyan is SM Prime Holding is the mall business of the SM Group. tingin ko lang dyan is if you want to trade the range, you buy at 37.11 and sell at 39.70. So yun yung trading range natin. Okay, next let's take a look at MBT. Okay, MBT declined slightly and it has been moving sideways for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So it ended at 51.45 points lower. Ang tingin ko lang kasi dyan is that magta-trade lang siya within support and resistance. The resistance is here at 51.65, while the nearest support is here, 49.77. Pero very narrow yung kanyang support and resistance if you will be doing range trading. Tapos dito naman sa RSI, mukhang nag-pick na itong si MBT. And I see a bearish divergence. So just trade the range, and I think you can't go wrong with MBT. MBT naman is a good stock. But make sure that if you are a day trader, 1:1 yung risk reward. The minimum risk reward is 1:1. If you are a swing trader, the minimum is 1:2. 1 is your risk, 2 is your reward. So next, let's take a look at SECB. Okay, SECB, naku, SECB had another breakout and it continues to move higher. The resistance that it tested was here. So na-break niya yung resistance dito at 145.90. Nasa 148 na siya. And it will test the next resistance here. Pero wait first for a pullback. 163 yung next resistance level. Kasi tingnan nyo yung MBT. Nakikita nyo ba yung pattern dito? Every time na nagkakaroon ng breakout, nagkakaroon siya ng pullback. One breakout, then mga 5 days pullback. One breakout, 5 days pullback. So, pagpo-pullback po yan, most likely magpo-pullback yan. So, pagka nag-pullback dyan tayo bumili. Next is TEL. May balita tayo sa TEL, but let's see first where the stock is. TEL is, if you see our indicators, nagko-consolidate lang siya. So, the consolidation started here on October 21, 2020. When I say consolidating, it is because our indicators, the EMA 20, the EMA 50, and the EMA 100, pierces through the candlestick. Ito, it attempted to go up, pero nag-recover at bumaba ulit. So right now, it's consolidating. And if you'll see, malaki ang binaba ni TEL since, actually, ito yung pinakamababa niya, noong March 23, March 19, yan yung pinakamababa niya. But if you will see the stock, kung saan siya nanggaling, yung 52-week high niya is 1.4 eh. Pero the stock is higher than that. So, nanggaling siya dito. September 2014, nasa 3,400 siya. Nung January 17, nasa 1,850. So, downhill talaga si TEL. Pero it is recovering and the potential of the stock is very good. The potential of the stock is there. Sa akin kasi, magandang level ito na bumili na TEL because TEL is a long-time telco company. Alam niyo, PLDT, nag-start yan during the American time. No? Nagkaroon tayo ng telepono during the American time. Yan yung company. It was originally an American company taken over by Filipinos. So let's take a look at TEL. Ano ba yung news natin sa TEL? Okay, let's take a new look at TEL. Okay, so the news is PLDT to spend at least 88 billion to improve telco services just next year. So PLDT said Monday that it will spend 88 billion to 92 billion next year to improve services for both mobile and fixed broadband customers. The 2021 capital expenditure is at least 20% higher than the 73 billion allotted and spent this year, said Manny Pangilinan-led telco company. So earlier, they are also improving their broadband speeds. Average internet speeds of Thailand and Vietnam is 183. And right now, compared to the Philippines, only 27. President Rodrigo Duterte earlier gave telco firms until this month to ramp up network services to avoid closure or expropriation in a move to improve connectivity. So that's our news for the day now. Let's take a look on the commentary of the BDO Nomura. Ang sabi niya dito sa news na ito, this is in line with our expectations of elevated capex or capex to sales of more or less 37% for TEL in the medium term, given the continued expansion plans. Still, the company's manageable balance sheet position should provide ample headroom to support these capex initiatives. We have a buy rating on TEL with a target price of 1,603. So nasa 1350 lang siya. And that is an upside of, check na natin yung upside detail. Now, according to Nomura, the upside is mga 18 to 19% at 13,350. 1335 yung closing price niya dito eh. So that's 20.1. So mga 19 or 18%. Maganda na yan. So next, let's take a look at, okay, hindi ko pala nabigay yung aking outlook dito. No? So TEL, kung titignan natin, ito yung support niya, 1324. And the resistance, the nearest one, is 1380. And the next resistance after 1380 would be the nearest this here, 1426. But Nomura's target price is way up. 1,600 yung target price niya, which would place it somewhere here. Yan ang target price ni TEL, 1,600, according to BDO Nomura. Ngayon, kung maniniwala kayo dyan kay BDO Nomura, it's up to you. Pero sa akin lang naman kasi, may basis naman si BDO Nomura for having that target price. They consider both the technicals and the fundamentals. So yan, 1603 ang kanyang target price. Okay, so if you will listen to the recommendation of BDO Nomura, nasa inyo po yan. I'm just giving you an idea on how researchers would place a stock. That's just one research. Next, let's take a look at BDO. Okay, BDO, look at that. Si BDO, numarga na si BDO. This isn't a breakout kasi kulang siya sa volume eh. Pero it's a solid green candlestick, 3.09% increase or 3.4 from an opening of 310. So just like I said, ang pinakamalapit na resistance niya ni BDO is 114. Yan, malapit na siya. But the next resistance after that would be here, 125. Hindi ko lang ma-exacto, no, because so 125 is the next resistance level. And BDO is a very good stock. In fact, mahuhusay yung mga officers dyan, no? So, tingin ko lang dyan is bullish yung stock. The RSI though is mukhang nagplaplateau din, no? Mukhang nagplaplateau. But, tingnan nyo yung indicators natin, yung exponential moving average of 20 days, pataas. If you see a green candlestick going through the 114 level, then tuloy-tuloy yan, pataas, no? Maaring magkaroon ng higher low, pero pataas pa rin siya. Ngayon, kung may successive red candlesticks, ayan, maaring nagbabago na yung kanyang trend. Okay, next, let's take a look at PHA. Okay, sa PHA, ito yung merong, ito yung merong backdoor listing. Pero, meron siyang a small-bodied candlestick, but I would say a baka bearish abandoned bay ito, or morning star, or shooting, no, an evening star. Merong volume nga siya, pero evening star siya. So, ibig sabihin, baka nagbabago na yung trend. So, parang, ang tingin ko dyan is parang, it will go like this. Imbis na tumaas, kukonsolidate muna siya. Yan, bago siya tumaas. Okay? In the meantime, so magko-consolidate lang muna ito bago tumaas. It's either mag-consolidate at mag-breakout or mag-breakdown. Sa PHA, meron naman siyang catalyst, no? Yung backdoor listing niya, wherein there is a new investor. So I see that the nearest resistance is, after that, the nearest resistance would be here na 1.33. 1.30 would be the nearest resistance. Ngayon, the nearest support is, I would place it here. Huwag na tayong lumayo dahil ito na yun eh. 0.99 or 1 peso. That's the nearest support. Tingin ko lang dyan is consolidate siya muna, tapos either mag-break up or mag-breakdown. Mag-breakout or mag-breakdown. Okay, dito. Matagal na rin hindi natin nakikita si dito. Pero tingnan niyo yung ating EMA20, no? It's still right under the candlestick. Net foreign buying. Meron siyang trend. If we'll take a look at the DMI. The DMI is 30. So, bullish. Bullish pa rin yung trend niya. And if you'll see, naka-line up yung ating 3 indicators, yung EMA20, yung short term, EMA50, which is our medium term, and the 100-day is the EMA100, which is our long term. So, I think, dire-diretso pa rin siya pataas. Pero, dito will have, well, January is approaching, and dito will have to show something to Congress para ma-renew yung kanyang franchise, ano? Or baka, kasi hindi nagre-request siya to renew the franchise, pero the Committee of Grace said, teka muna, wag muna, magpakita muna kayo ng something. Nagpaparenew kayo ng franchise, wala kayong may pakita. Puro papel ang pinapakita nyo. Gusto namin meron something there. Anyway. So, tingin ko lang, based on the chart here, so, maaring tumaas lang, no? Si dito, it may probably move higher, but the moment that you see a red candlestick, na successive red, baka nagbabago na yung sign yun na nagbabago na yung trend. Okay, next is MEG. Actually, I have a position in MEG. Meron siyang dividends. X date is December 15. Bukas. Ibig sabihin, if you bought MEG now, kasama pa kayo sa dividendo. Because the X date, meaning the exclusion date, is December 15. So, kung bumili kayo bukas, hindi na kayo kasama. Yung payment date niya is January 8. Pero totoo lang, meron akong position dito, which I bought on November 11, somewhere here. Nung pataas siya. And ang risk-reward ko nun, may malaki rin, mga 4 or 5 yata. Yung risk ko is 1, ang reward ko is 5. Hindi na masama yun. And my target price is 430, I think. As I remember, malapit ko na ma-achieve yung aking target price dito. Anyway, ang nearest resistance ni MEG is here. 430. O mga pwede natin ilagay sa 440. 440 or 445 is the nearest resistance. And I think that with market sentiment, no, patuloy pang tataas si MEG because our indicators are all right under the candlestick. Ito yung setup na trending yung stock. Yan, no, yung short, medium, and long term magkakasunod. Next, URC. URC meron din akong position. Oops! Pero hindi siya breakout. It's a solid surge or increase of 4.6%. Yan, 4.6%. And I was able to buy also sometime mga November 11 din. November 11 ako nakabili. Or November 10. Hindi ko na maalala. Pero ang bili ko sa URC mga 147 yata. 147. So nasa 157 na siya. And my target price is medyo mataas, mga 180. 185 yung target price ko. Okay, let's go to BSC, our last stock. BSC ended at, wow, what's this? 32.79 increase. 0.10 points, no? So from 30.50 naging 40.50. Ano kaya nangyari dito? BSC is Basic Energy Corporation. So nagkaroon siya ng breakout here noong November 24. Then it started to consolidate. Then another clear breakout here. The first breakout was 30.17. And this one is 32. 32.79. Okay, so that's this is something on the stock. Pero napansin ko lang dito, if you take a look at the RSI, may bearish divergence siya. Yan. So, tumaas siya, pero the RSI didn't go up as much. So, ang tingin ko lang dito is that this is not a very traded stock. Well, kasi it has been consolidating for a long time. Although the trades naman is 4,000, almost 4,600. And the market cap is 1.13 billion. Pero ngayon lang siya nagkaroon ng ganitong trade, ano? Pwede pa kayong pumasok dito because actually the pattern of a breakout on this stock is mag-breakout siya pagkatapos mag-pullback ng several days and then mag-breakout ulit, then pullback of several days. Okay, there was an inquiry on unusual price movement. So nakikita nyo ba? So, hindi nyo nakikita. Okay, so sabi niya dito, this was in reply to the query of the CMIC, the Capital Markets group, which regulates also the stock market. So in reply, ang sabi nila, unusual price movement of CMIC dated November 24. Our company has no knowledge or information that would cause the unusual price movement of the BSC shares other than the 2020 GIS and the drop of the minutes. So ang sinasabi nila is that there was an unusual price movement on November 23 dito, here. And ang tingin ko dito is that magtatanong uli ang CMIC dito. Bakit nagkaroon ng unusual price movement? So baka lang natin, no? But in the meantime, ang nearest resistance, actually, this is a 52-week high already. And if we take a look at the weekly chart, let's use the weekly. Hindi siya tumaas ng ganun eh. Hindi siya tumaas. Yan na yung pinakamataas niya sa tanang buhay niya. So I'm sure the CMIC will ask again kung bakit meron siyang presyong ganito o bakit tumaas ng ganito yung kanyang price. At kung tumaas siya ng 50%, magkakaroon ng suspension of trading. Because na-reach na niya yung threshold, yung maximum threshold ng PSE. Okay? So that's my take for PSE. Yan po ang ating report sa stock market, December 14, 2020. Thank God it's a Monday. Ito po si Benji Chidoro, nagpapaalala, mag-ingat habang nagsha-shopping. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. See you again in our next episode. Thank you and bye for now.